Good morning, students. So, how are you? And how was your weekend? Right? Okay. So, today I am here to take your grammar class. You might have seen my previous videos in which I have dealt all the previous chapters. Have you seen that? Fine. So, today we are going to proceed with our next lesson. Just a quick recap of what all we studied in our previous class. Okay? The first chapter was sentences. And what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. Okay? So, this is the definition of a sentence. Can you repeat after me? What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. Right? Now, this is an example. I have written here, is a boy Ram. Now, you can see that this is a group of words, but is it making a sense? Can you come out with an answer? No, you can't. It's not making a proper meaning. So, let's rearrange the words. Ram is a boy. Now, this is a sentence. Why? Because it is making a complete sense. So, sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. Okay? Now, girls, I have already dealt with the kinds of sentences. Yes or no? Now, there are four kinds of sentences. What are they? Assertive, interrogative, exclamatory, and imperative. So, basically there are four kinds of sentences: assertive, interrogative, exclamatory and imperative sentences. Right, girls? Today I have already explained the different kinds and the definitions in my previous video. You can just go through that video also to recap everything if you have already seen, to make your things easy. Okay? Just go through the videos and learn what are the four different kinds of sentences. Today in our English grammar class, we are going to do our next chapter, that is lesson 4, interrogative sentences. The second kind of sentences that was mentioned in the kinds, the interrogative sentence. This we are going to deal in detail. Okay, this happens to be your lesson 4 in your grammar, right? So girls, what is interrogative sentence? A sentence which asks question is called an interrogative sentences. So let me write the definition for you. A sentence that asks question is called an interrogative sentence. Okay? An interrogative sentence always begins with a capital letter, begins with capital letter. This is the important rule which you have to learn, and ends with a question mark. Right girls? So, and a sentence that asks question is called an interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a question mark. It is also known as mark of interrogation. Okay? It is also known as mark of interrogation. So, is this clear to you? Can we read it once again together so that the definition and the general rule is clear to you? Right? So, just follow me. A sentence that asks question is called an interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a question mark. Right? Now, girls, whenever we deal with any of the thing in grammar, there are certain rules which you have to follow to make an interrogative sentence. Okay? Here also, in order to make an assertive sentence or a statement into an interrogative sentence, you have to follow certain rules. Now, I am going to show you the rules one by one. Is it clear? So, just watch. Now, girls, you have already studied about the helping verbs, isn't it? What are the helping verbs? Is, yes, are, am, has, have, was, were, will, shall, all these are what? Helping verbs, isn't it? We have already dealt in 3rd class, yes or no? So, these are the helping verbs. Now, the first rule for our interrogative sentences, in a sentence, in a statement, you have a helping verb, you have to begin that sentence with the helping verb and put an interrogative mark at the end to make a statement into an interrogative sentence. Okay? Let me show you an example. Let's say take the same one. Now tell me, what is the helping verb here? Is, isn't it? So, this is a statement, as you can see. How are we going to convert this statement into an interrogative sentence? I'll show you. Just begin the sentence with the helping verb, that is Ram playing, and don't forget to put the question mark at the end, okay? Then only the sentence will be correct or complete. So now you have made the statement into an interrogative sentence. Is Ram playing? Clear? So what is the first rule? What is the first rule that we have studied? The first rule is to place or to begin the sentence with a helping verb. Clear, girls? You have the first rule is to place or begin the sentence with the helping, not with a, in fact it's with the helping word, because you are going to use the same helping word which is mentioned in the sentence, right? Clear? So just say it after me, to place or begin the sentence with the helping verb. That is the first rule. Shall we do with some exercises? Okay. I'll be writing a sentence one by one and we will be solving it, or we will be making it into an interrogative sentence. Right, girls? Now, the first book is the sentence is, this is your book. Now, this is a statement, isn't it? How are you going to make it into an interrogative sentence? I'll show you. Which is the helping verb in this? Is, isn't it? So, the first rule, just implement the first rule and write the answer. Answer will be, is this your book? And put a question mark, right? So, this makes the interrogative sentence, okay? Now, let me do the second one. The second sentence is, they were neighbors. Now girls, just think, just see which is the helping verb in this. Can you see? Were. So, the answer will be, we begin the sentence with the helping verb. Were they neighbors? Were they neighbors? Okay. So, we have changed the statement into interrogative sentence. Now, shall we do the third one? The sentence is, what is the sentence? You can lift this box. Okay. Now, can you see the helping verb? Can, isn't it? So, begin. Can you lift this box? And what are we going to put at the end? A question mark to make it an interrogative sentence. Okay. So, can you lift this box? Right. So, this is the third one. Now, another one. what I have written? They may come today. They may come today. Now, answer. What is the helping verb? May. May they come today, and a question mark at the end. So what is this? This is the answer. May they come today. Right? Okay. Now, our last one for this first rule. She will go tomorrow. Search for the helping verb here. Will. So, how will you begin the answer? Put the helping verb in front. Will she go tomorrow? And a question mark. Right? So, this is the first rule which we have studied for the interrogative sentence. What is that? By placing the helping verb in the beginning and putting a question mark at the end. Clear, girls? So, this was the first rule. So, this was the first rule which we have done. Right? Now, coming to the second rule. The second rule has different aspects. Let me tell you how. You know that a sentence can be in singular form or in the plural form, right? For the singular form, that is, if the sentence is in the singular form, we write does plus subject plus the base form of verb, and this is for the simple present. Okay, this is for the simple present tense, and we use do plus subject plus base form of the verb if the sentence is in the plural form. I will write it plural here. But make sure that both this is used for the simple present tense. I think if I write simple present tense here, it will be more clear to you. Okay, and this can be written as plural, right? And if for the past tense form, that is we write did plus subject plus base form of verb, right? Girls, before I proceed further, let me just tell you what exactly is base form of a verb. Now, all the action words are called verb, yes or no? Now, whenever if a verb is mentioned, supposing it's written running, what is the base form of that verb? Run, okay? So, we write run as the base form. Even if it's in the past tense and you have to show that in the base form, Ran will become run because that is the base form of the verb. Yes? So, that is the base form. Now, let me explain you the rule. Whenever a sentence is in the singular form, okay, we use does plus subject in that particular sentence and the base form of the verb to make it an interrogative sentence, right? And for the plural sentence, the plural form of the sentence, we use do plus subject and the base form of the verb. This is for the simple present tense sentences. But if the sentence or the statement that is given to you is in the past tense, then what do? You just have to add did in the beginning plus the subject and the base form of the verb. Just remember one thing, you have to use the base form of the verb. Clear? Fine. So, let's do some exercise to make it more clear, right? Okay. Now, the first sentence is, the children play in this ground. Can you see the sentence? The children play in this ground. Now, you have to change this sentence into an interrogative sentence. Now, children, is it singular or plural? It's plural. Yes? What is the singular form of children? Child. So, now we have already studied for singular it's does and for plural it is do. So, we start with writing do the. Now, what is the subject? Subject is the children in this sentence. Do plus subject. So, do the children play in this ground? And a question mark. Have you seen how easily I have converted this statement into an interrogative sentence? Just by following the second rule. Yes? The children, I have seen that it is in the plural form. So, I have changed, I have asked the question with do, placing the subject, the children, and then play verb in its base form. It was the same here, so I have written the same, okay. Play in this ground. Clear? Right? Okay. Let's do another example. She writes in her diary. This is the statement, okay. What is the sentence? She writes in her diary. Now, she, is it singular or plural? Singular, okay. So, this is singular, so how are we going to start? Answer will be, what will come? We use does for the singular, yes or no? So, just write does. Again, what is the subject here? She. Very good. So, does she, and the base form of the verb. Now, this is writes, isn't it? So, what is the base form of this verb? Does she write in her diary? See, does she write in her diary? Okay girls, I think this is clear to you now, right? Can we do with one more example? Okay, the next one is, the tiger ran very fast. Okay, ran is given here. Is this the present tense or the past tense? Past tense, isn't it? So, and when the past tense is there, we use did according to the second rule, right? So, we will start did plus the subject. What is the subject in this sentence? The tiger. Did the tiger, again base form of the verb is mentioned, ran is given. I have already taught you, when the base form of a verb is asked, you have to write the run very fast and a question mark at the end. Clear? So, did the tiger run very fast? This is the interrogative sentence. I hope this is clear to you. Yes? Okay. So, the sentence was the tiger ran very fast, and we have changed it into interrogative sentence by writing did the tiger run very fast. Okay? Now, let us take another one. The train departed late. Okay, this is the sentence. Now, departed, verb in its ed form, that is a past tense, isn't it? So, for the past tense, we are again going to use did, right? So, did, what will be the answer? Did, place the subject, the train. Now, what is the base form of departed? You just have to remove ed, isn't it? So, did the train depart late, and a question mark at the end will make it an interrogative sentence. So, the main sentence or the statement was the train departed late. We were supposed to change it into an interrogative sentence, and how did we do that? We followed the second rule and we wrote did the train depart late. Clear? So, this was the second rule. Hope this is clear to you. Yes? We have studied two rules. The first one was placing the helping verb in the beginning and an interrogation mark at the end. The second one was does or do plus subject plus base form of the verb for the simple present tense, and did plus subject plus base form of the verb for the simple past tense. Okay? Clear, girls? Now, coming to the third and the last rule for this lesson. This one is something similar to the first rule that we have studied. Okay? For the singular sentence, am or is plus subject plus verb in its ing form. Okay? Verb in ing form. And this one we are going to apply for simple continuous, present continuous tense. Okay? Simple present continuous tense. And for the plural one, things will be the same, only we are going to use are and the rest remains the same, that is the subject and the verb in its ing form. You all know we use I am, he is, she is, it is, isn't it? So, they are all singular form. So, am or is plus subject plus verb in its ing form, and are plus subject plus verb in its ing form. All this is for the simple present tense, continuous tense, okay. And for the simple past continuous tense, we use was plus subject plus verb in ing form. Okay, and for plural, this is for singular, this is for plural. We use were plus subject plus verb in ing form. This is the third rule. Okay, let me just give you a brief up of the third rule once again before we do with the exercises. For the simple present continuous tense, we use singular sentence, we use am plus is plus subject and verb in its ing form. For the plural sentence, we use are plus subject plus verb in its ing form, right? And this is for the simple present continuous tense. But if you are using simple past continuous tense, we use was plus subject plus verb in its ing form. And for the plural, we write were plus subject plus verb in its ing form. Is it clear? Shall we do with some exercises? Okay, that will help you to understand the rule better. So, this is, let me write the sentence. She is reading a book. She is reading a book. Now, how are we going to write? This one is, that is, I have already said am is plus. So, is, this is singular one. She is denoting the singular one. Yes. So, is plus subject. Is she, verb in its ing form. It's okay that it is already written in ing form, so you can just write it. Is she reading a book? And a question mark at the end. Okay, let's do something. Okay, now next one is you are suffering from fever. Now, this again are plural. So, are plus subject. What is the subject here? You, exactly. So, are you, verb in its ing form, it's written. So, you just have to write suffering from fever. And a question mark at the end makes it into an interrogative sentence. So, what I have written here? What was the statement? You are suffering from fever. And we have done, are you suffering from fever? Got it, girls? So, these were the 3 rules that we have to follow to make an interrogative sentence. Let me quickly recap all the 3 rules for you so that it becomes easy for you to do the exercise. The first one was, when you place the helping verb given in the statement in the beginning and put an end with a question mark, that is the first rule. Yes. Second rule was, for the singular noun, does plus subject plus base form of the verb. And for the plural, do plus subject plus base form of the verb. This both the sentences were for the rules were for the simple present tense. And for the simple past tense, we start with did plus subject plus base form of the verb. Clear? And the last rule was when you have to place am, is or are plus subject plus verb in its ing form, and was or were plus subject plus verb in its ing form. Clear? Hope this is good for you and you are going to complete the lesson. Just go through all the exercises that is mentioned and it will be easy for you to understand the topic better. Right? Okay girls, have a nice day.